Hello YouTube, this is Linen here, and today I'm bringing you a Saturday morning Battlefield 4 commentary. I decided that maybe I should do a commentary since I haven't done one for a little while. Basically this is part of a tips and tricks series, where I basically give people a little bit of advice on Battlefield 4. And it's doing fairly well, so I thought I might as well continue it. First of all, thank you for subscribing. I noticed that I gained a couple of subscribers on the last video, which is cool. If progress continues like that, I'd be very happy with that. As long as people watch the videos, I'll continue to upload them. So basically, on this gameplay, it's a defending round on rush, and I'm going to be talking through how to defend on rush. Basically, this is pretty much the perfect game. I mean, I think this is the best gameplay you could ever get for defending. Basically, I've got the assault kit on, which is what I'd recommend. I've talked about this in the last video about why assault is so good on rush. But when you're defending, it's also amazing. But right, so let's get on with the video. When you're defending on rush, you want to do quite a lot of spotting. As you can see, I basically, whenever I see an enemy, before shooting them, spot them, because you don't want people getting past the defenders. You want people knowing where the other team is at all times, which is pretty important, obviously. So, well, the most important thing probably is to keep an eye on the objectives at all times, because basically that's what the enemy team wants to destroy. You want to, ideally, you should keep your eye on one objective, because I've often found that when you try and defend both at once, then the enemy team takes both at once, because you haven't got your full attention on one of them. But here I was defending A pretty nicely, because that's the most furthest forward one on this round. And basically you want the enemy to come to you, so let them do the work. As you can see, we're really camped up against the death zone, where obviously if you run any further forward then you die. And they can't really get past, because our team's just pressing them back. And it's a pretty hard map to attack on, to be fair. And I get sniped there. But yeah, you want to push right up to the kill zone, and just try and hold them back as long as you can, really. We're quite lucky in this game mode that the fact that, I'll spoil it now, but they never actually got an objective. It was just impossible for them to get through, which is pretty much as good as it can get, really. Obviously you need a decent team, and right here I think I can see that the enemy team is actually getting a bit bored now, and they're pushing up with a vehicle. And the important thing with assault is that you do not want to rush a vehicle, if you didn't know that already. If you have a mechanic, then give it a go, or engineer. But I would recommend it with assault. And you can see I waited for the guy to get out of the LAV, so then I can steal it. Basically, if you're defending, you should steal the vehicle at any chance, and I just mow these people down as they're trying to plant the objective, or plant the bomb. But the bottom line is, if you see a free enemy vehicle when you're defending on rush, you take it, because it can be very annoying. In this game mode, in this gameplay, we actually keep it for the whole match, I think. But I think I did quite well to take it here. I'm a really shit driver though. As you can see, I'm just trying to turn it around, so I can't quite work out the controls. But I do eventually get through it here. Yep, managed to turn it around. It's a bit of a strange one because it's on a 360 angle with the camera mode and the steering. There's weird controls for vehicles in Battlefield, and you can see I just fast forwarded a little bit there, because it was just basically me and an LAV shooting people, and I thought it was a bit boring. You see, just look at our team just pushing up completely. They cannot get through at all, which is how you want it to be when you're defending. You want to sort of keep this sort of line for as long as possible. And often the enemy team is good enough to get past it, but in this case they just couldn't get through at all, which is really cool. So in terms of the class, obviously I'm using assault, which is to the other part of the first commentary. But as I said before, you want to, in terms of the gun that you use, just pick something you're comfortable with. I've got the Ace 23 here, which is a really cool gun. I think I've been using single fire mode at long distances on this map, and I managed to actually kill a couple of snipers, which is really awesome. But the most important thing that I've said many times is make the attackers do the work, because all you have to do is sit back and wait for the tickets to dwindle down, basically. Do a lot of spotting, like I said, because when you spot people, even if you don't kill them, then your team can, have got a better chance of noticing them and killing them, and that keeps them away from the objective, which is the main thing. So that's about it for defending, and this gameplay is wrapping up. The enemy team's only got about 20 tickets left. So in terms of what else I'll be doing for this series, when I get certain gameplays, then I'll commentate over them, obviously, if they help me prove a point. I'll be moving on to other game modes, and I'll also be showing how to use other classes, but I think I pretty much comprehensively covered Assault here. Obviously, when you're defending on Rush, just follow these tips and you should be fine. Not to say this is the only way you can play Assault, but this way works for me. You get loads of points, as you can see there. Just loads of healing points, medkit ribbons. That's the sort of stuff you want when you try and level up. So I'm not sure when I'll next be uploading. I'm at university and I've got an essay to do this week, so I'm not too sure. Minimum by next weekend, definitely. But yeah, so that's about it for defending. I can't really add too much more. It's quite a basic thing. Just don't let the enemy get the objective and spot them as much as you can. And I pick off a sniper there with a really nice shot. And they're getting really frustrated right now. I mean, if I was on the other team, I'd be getting annoyed, because most of them are snipers, I think, and they're really trying to press forward, some of them, and they just can't because our team's pushing up so well, and that's really good. That's the way you want to do it when you're defending. Yeah, so like I said, that'll do it for this commentary. If there's anything you'd like to ask, or if you've got any suggestions for the channel, please feel free to leave a comment. And of course, if you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe. I will be uploading every now and then. Battlefield and occasionally Call of Duty. I'm not too mad about Call of Duty Ghosts, so I probably won't bother with that too much. So I think I've run out of things to talk about for Assault. If you didn't see part 1, I'll put it in an annotation actually, right about now. Hopefully my awesome YouTube editing skills will put that up just as I said that. Yeah, so this gameplay's come to an end. I've only got one ticket left, so that will do it. So like I said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.